And a pleasant good evening, everyone, from the March Center here on the campus of Wilkes University. Paul Garrity with you. Season opener for both teams here tonight. The Colonels of Wilkes in the home whites. Penn State Worthington out of Scranton in the road blue jerseys. And we'll give you the starting lineups here quickly. First, for the Nittany Lions, it's Danielle Powell, a senior wearing number 10 out of East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And Powell called for the early double dribble. Alyssa Cuono is a senior guard out of Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. She's number 13 in the blue jersey. Courtney Varco is a forward, number 14, a senior out of Honesdale, Pennsylvania. She's joined in the starting lineup by the third guard, Rachel Lewis, number 32, the senior out of Covington Township, Pennsylvania. As Wilkes gets on the board first, and the big 6'3" center, Aaron Schober, the sophomore out of Reading, Pennsylvania, gets in the scoring column to open the game. And the final Penn State starter is number 34, Samantha Collins, the 6-footer out of Western Wayne High School in Waymart, Pennsylvania. Schober converts the three-point play, and it's an early 3-0 lead for Wilkes. Colonels coming with pressure here to open the game. They come up with a steal. Brianna Horton underneath. Brenna Babcock lays it in. And the junior out of Sweet Valley, PA, makes it 5-0 Colonels. Foul. Give us the opportunity to give you the rest of the starting lineup here for Wilkes under head coach Tara Machako. Julia Marino gets her first start of her career, the sophomore out of Turnersville, New Jersey, as the Lions turn it over again. This is Brianna Horton, the junior out of Verona, New Jersey, number 10. Schober. Marino slicing to the hole, misses on the runner, and the rebound comes down to Samantha Collins. Caitlin Kinsel starts tonight for Wilkes, number 20, the junior out of Highland Heights, Ohio. And that's a look at the Colonels' starting five. 5-0 Wilkes, a minute 15 into the contest. This is Danielle Powell. Rachel Lewis driving the lane, and Lewis scores the first points of the year for Penn State Worthington. It's 5-2. This is the 9th all-time meeting between these two programs. Wilkes has won each of the first 8. Here's Marino to the lane and misses again off the window. And the rebound down to Danielle Powell. Lewis guarded again by Horton and has her pocket picked by Marino. Up ahead, Horton uncontested, and it's 7-2 Colonels. This time the Lions able to break the press relatively easily, but a carry is whistled against Powell. And it's early turnover troubles here for Penn State in the first 2+ minutes. And Kinsel buries the triple. And it's 10-2 Colonels. Cuono powering her way down underneath, but Horton bothered the shot enough, and Schober rips down the rebound. Marino in transition. Kinsel off the ball fake, and we'll have a foul before the shot. Is whistled against Courtney Varco, the senior, out of Honesdale High School, just about 45 minutes away from campus here. Good ball movement here by the Colonels. Schober double teamed, passes out of it, but traveled before the pass. .6:58 to go, quarter number 1. Lewis picks up her dribble. Babcock takes it away, and the lefty layup makes it 12-2. 6:49 to go, first quarter. (12-2) Wilkes as Penn State comes out of the timeout. Cuono with it for the Lions. Step back three. Didn't draw any iron, and Kinsel the weak side rebound. 2-on-2 for the Colonels. And Babcock will back it out. Here's Horton for three. And the Colonels shooting the ball well to start the game. They lead 15-2. Steal here from Babcock. And another layup off a Penn State turnover. Lewis breaks the pressure. Guarded closely out there by Marino in this Wilkes man-to-man. Schober another rebound. Kinsel pull up three. Schober might have got away with a little bit of a push there, but misses the follow. And now Powell the other way. Launched from Cuono from deep. And Marino grabs the loose ball. 5:20 to go. Opening period. Kinsel fires away again and drains it. Caitlin Kinsel, the sharp-shooting junior. Second three-point shot of the quarter, and it's 20-2. Lewis draws contact. Going to call it before the shot. As Tara Machanko comes with a couple substitutes. Kendra Smith, the senior out of Hughesville, Pennsylvania, into the game along with Jordan Jennings, the freshman out of York, PA. Alexa Jones, the junior out of Honesdale, Pennsylvania, also checks in for Wilkes. As Tom McIntyre, the Penn State head coach, comes with Ivani Thompson, the junior out of Pocono Mountain West High School. Good block there from Horton against the taller Samantha Collins. Brianna thought about the three. Kicks it out, Kendra Smith, Kinsel. And now at the elbow, it's Jones. Nice dish underneath. And the layup is up and in for Emily Hawker just into the game. 22-2 Colonels. Lewis has it poked away from behind. This swarming Wilkes pressure just causing nightmares for Penn State. Here's Kinsel for another one. That one off the heel. And last touched by Collins of Penn State. Isabella Mckeefry has checked in for Wilkes, the freshman out of Moosic, Pennsylvania, number 11 in the white jersey. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Lewis gets around Smith. And the foul called against Kendra Smith. Team foul number 3 against the Colonels. As that'll be another Penn State turnover. Live stats appear to be unavailable tonight, so we'll see if we can get you some numbers at halftime. Schober comes up short. Or check that. Jones comes up short on the jumper. With 3:39 to go in this first period. Lewis breaks the pressure as the Colonels scramble back. Dribbles right into a double team, and it's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow goes to the Colonels. Tess Edwards, the sophomore out of Benton, PA, checks in. Number 15 in white. Edwards down into the corner for Smith. Here's Mckeefry. Still 10 to shoot for the Colonels. Smith gets a ball screen from Edwards. Good defensive trip here from the Lions. And a shot clock violation against the Colonels. So Tom McIntyre just looking for any positives here with his team down 20 in the first 7 minutes. Something to hang your hat on there with a really good defensive trip down the floor. And here's an offensive foul whistled against Penn State's Danielle Powell, her second. Three fouls against each team here in the early going. Hocker, guarded by Powell on the perimeter, uncorks a straightaway three, and the rebound down to Brianna Smith for Penn State. Smith, the 6'1 sophomore out of Lake Ariel, Pennsylvania. Here's Lewis, stop and pop from 14 feet. She got it. First Penn State points in about 4 minutes. And they break the long Wilkes run. Jones gets the bounce. It's a 2-point shot. And the possession arrow this time will go to Penn State with 1:46 to go in the first. Wilkes in the man-to-man here in quarter number 1. Varco up top for Smith with 7 to shoot. Penn State's not really gotten to their offense yet. Now they're going to have to do something. Varco forces one up and under move, and she got it. 24-6, Colonels. Jones down, free throw line, Edwards. Mckeefry whistled for the travel. Another Wilkes substitute, Bailey Guedes, the junior out of Thompson, Pennsylvania. is in for Tara Machado. Julianne Dingham also in. So Tara Machado has used 11 players here already in the first quarter. Penn State has just 10 players on their roster. Barco, the wild turnaround. A wrestling match underneath. And we'll see if it's a possession arrow to Wilkes. And 50 seconds to play. Period number 1. Jump pass underneath. Wades couldn't buy the bucket. Now we're under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Powell launches over McKeefry. Tried to buy the whistle. And a good no call there. McKeefry, nice bounce pass in transition. And Dignam couldn't finish. And now a loose ball foul goes against Penn State. McKeefry, part of a really good Riverside team over the past 2 to 3 seasons up in Moosic, Pennsylvania. Misses on both free throws, but Jones able to slide in and get the tie-up. 4.2 seconds here for Penn State. And that'll do it for a very strong start to the season for the Colonels of Wilkes. They lead Penn State Worthington 24-6 after 1. Second quarter underway here from the March Center. All Wilkes in quarter number 1. They got off to a 20-2 lead for Penn State. Got a couple late buckets in the last couple of minutes. Wilkes shot 10 for 21 from the floor in that first quarter. Helped by 12 Penn State turnovers. Babcock, the drive cut off, and a good defensive play there by Thompson. And injured Wilkes player. Referee Mike Agnoski stops the action with 9:42 to go here in the second. Well, certainly not what you want to see if you're Tara Machako and the Wilkes Colonels. Brenna Babcock, one of their most talented players, down, holding that left knee that she has the pretty big brace on there. So we'll step aside briefly while they check on Brenna. Well, good news for the Colonels. Brenna Babcock was able to walk over to the bench without any assistance, so hopefully just a minor setback for Brenna. If Colonels can keep this sizable lead, we might not see her again tonight just for precaution, but we'll see what Tara Machako and the training staff want to do. 24-6 Wilkes, 30 seconds into the second quarter, and over-aggressive foul here committed by Juliana Askins, the freshman out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Askins just coming off her soccer season. The Wilkes women's soccer team made it to the MAC Freedom quarter or semifinals, and 3 players on this Wilkes basketball team are members of that soccer team. A lot of multi-sport athletes this year for Wilkes. The women's hockey game over the weekend, there was Abigail Barkless, one of the soccer players, was on the hockey team as well, and that's quite a combination there as Penn State turns it over. Hard to win games when you have double-digit turnovers and a quarter of play, and that's what Tom McIntyre's seen from his team here tonight. Season opener, you're going to have a lot of sloppy play oftentimes. I'm sure both teams will improve that throughout the course of the year. Wilkes has come with this full-court press for the majority of this first half and bothered Penn State a lot. Thompson picks up the dribble, bounces it up top for Cuono. Mid-range jumper from Varco crashes off the glass. And the rebound comes down to Kinsel for Wilkes. Kinsel and Babcock 6 points apiece for the Colonels, and there's the second bucket of the game for Aaron Schober. 26-6 Colonels. Smith breaks the timeline. Thompson, a wild runner off the glass, but she's fouled. Already the third foul against the Colonels here in the first 2 minutes of the quarter. Thompson, the junior guard, swishes the first. First free throws of the game attempted by Penn State. Askins finds Schober. 6'3" center gets the shot blocked. Here's Kinsel for another triple try. And that's last touch by Wilkes. Colonels now 3 for 8 from downtown in this first half. 11 for 24 overall from the field. As Varco comes to get that entry pass. Penn State player down, that's Cuono. Looks like she might have taken a shot in the face at half court. Slow to get back. Here's Askins. Pull up 14-footer. Short. And a strong side rebound comes down to Lewis. 2-on-2 for Penn State. Marino back, and it'll be a blocking foul against the Wilkes sophomore. Samantha Collins back in for the Lions. And Danielle Powell's picked up 3 personals for Penn State, and she's seated right next to the coaching staff right now for Tom McIntyre and the Nittany Lions. Unlikely to see her the rest of this first half. Here's Lewis. Nifty little step back, but lost the dribble. Collins rejected by Schober. Still 9 to shoot. Cuono leans into that triple try. And Jennings comes out of the pack with it. Horton down low. Schober got some contact down low, no call. Schober down under the hoop. And Collins comes away with it. Game has gotten physical here in the last couple minutes of the season opener. Varco, a 16-footer, rattles home. So Penn State, after getting down 22-2, has weathered the storm a little bit, and they're within 16 as Askins comes up woefully short on that triple try. Here's Emma Stout checking into the game for the Colonels. Stout, number 22 in white, the freshman out of Bangor, Pennsylvania. Colonels continue with the ball pressure, and it's another turnover. Askins, little runner. Colonels back up by 18. 6:18 to go, first half. Marino almost came up with the pilfer. Instead, it's Thompson guarded by Marino. This Wilkes man-to-man has been solid here in the first half, and Cuono from way beyond the arc. Horton, the Wilkes rebound. Brianna Horton last year was an excellent rebounder from the guard position, and a little up and under there. Off the feed from Stout. (30-10) Colonels. Penn State just 4 for 17 from the field in the first 2 quarters, as Julianne Dignam and Isabella Mckeefry come back on the floor. Tara Machako continues to shuffle bodies in and out with her team leading by 20. Here's Dignam. Shot launched. Jennings off the mark. And the rebound comes down to Powell, who is back on the floor with the 3 personal fouls. Number 10 in the blue jersey. Powell with the basketball, shuffles it off to Cuono. And here's Rachel Lewis, the senior out of Covington Township. 8 to shoot. Lewis crashes into the paint and gets bailed out with a blocking foul against, I believe, Jennings. They might have called it on Marino. They did. No, they got Jennings. So team foul number 5 against Wilkes here in the second quarter. Penn State now 3 for 3 from the stripe. Penn State did play one exhibition game to open the year against Sussex County Community College. They lost that game by 7. Yanni Thompson comes back in, replacing Lewis. Penn State has used just about their whole roster as well here in the first half. 10 players on the roster for Tom McIntyre. Horton grabs the offensive board. Fresh timer for the Colonels. Down low, McKeefry off balance. Fadeaway in the lane, and Bella Mckeefry gets her first 2 collegiate points to make it 32-12. Powell, a difficult jump shot. Rebound on the strong side by Jennings. Colonel's looking to push the pace. McKeefry off front iron. Another offensive rebound for Wilkes. Stout can't get it to go. Third try, Jennings off the mark. And another offensive board, McKeefry's foul. Tom McIntyre maybe sees his team getting a little bit of fatigue here in the first half of the season opener, unable to secure any of those defensive rebounds, and he'll come with some substitutes into the game. Smith back on the floor along with Varco and Thompson. Gabrielle Judge into the game for the first time, the sophomore out of Einan, Pennsylvania, Valley View High School. McKeefry now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe. Largest lead of the game for Wilkes at 22. 3:53 to go first half. Cuono checked by McKeefry, gets around the screen, comes up short, and the rebound last touch by the Colonels. Crowd underneath the Wilkes basket doesn't like the call at all. Pretty good student section tonight for a non-conference season opener. Hopefully that continues throughout the year. Here's Brianna Smith. Off the glass, Wilkes races the other way. McKeefry steps into a 3, got it. Fourth three-point shot of the first half for Wilkes, and another steal. This is Kendra Smith, transition layup, and it's 38-12 Colonels. Timeout called by the Lions with 3:04 to go before the break. Wilkes out rebounding the Lions 23-15 so far here in the first half. Penn State offensive troubles, to say the least, just 4 for 20 from the field. To go along with 16 first half turnovers. All Wilkes to start this one. Thompson trying to rally the troops, but can't finish. There is just a lid on the basket right now for Penn State. It's a 2-on-2 for Dignam and the Colonels, but they'll back it out. Kendra Smith calling out a play. Edwards at the elbow, and Smith got a running head start, and the whistle is correctly blown with 2:36 to go first half. Brianna Keek, the freshman out of Crestwood High School in Mountaintop, PA, just up the road here from Wilkes-Barre. Checks in for the Colonels for the first time, number 35. Six turnovers for Wilkes in the first 2 quarters of play. This is Lewis, guarded by Marino. Thompson, another wild runner off the mark, and the putback, +1 for Brianna Smith. So Brianna Smith, the sophomore out of Canaan Christian Academy. First miss from the line for the Lions tonight in 5 tries. And they trail by 24. Keek picks up the dribble, guarded out there by Lewis. 8 on the timer. Little hop step in the lane by Smith, and a rebound ripped away by Varco. Now we'll have an offensive foul called, an illegal screen against Brianna Smith on that screen roll. Colonels bring a very young team to the table this year with women's basketball. Just 2 seniors on the roster for Tara Machado. Kendra Smith and Julianne Dignam, the only 2. Here is Smith. Out to Keek. Down low. Edwards has position but kicks it out. Dignam the 3. Didn't draw iron. It'll be Penn State basketball. Lewis attacks the rack and got it with the left hand. Rachel Lewis leads the way for Penn State with 8 points. Actually leads all scorers in the game. 3 for 6 from the floor. Under a minute to go, and Thompson went for the steal, got the foul instead. Just foul number 3 against the Lions in this quarter. So still 1 to give with 49 seconds to play. Dignam checked out there loosely by Lewis. Smith guarded by Thompson. Five to shoot. Smith 1-on-1 and called for the travel. Penn State can play for the final shot, just a half a second differential if they want it. Instead, Varco buries one from the corner. And Courtney Varco, 3 for 4 from the field in this first half. Varco and Lewis, 6 for 10 combined. The rest of the team just 1 for 15. Mckeefry misses on the shot. And that'll do it for first half, dominated by the home team. Colonels lead it 38-18 at the break. Back with the second half in a bit. Back here at the Mart Center, Paul Garrity with you. 38-18, Wilkes with the lead as we start the second half. Wilkes shot 16 for 41, 39% from the field in the first half. 3 for 11 from downtown. Kinsel bidding for number 4, and she's got it. Caitlin Kinsel's got 3 of the 3-point makes for Wilkes tonight in 6 tries. It's 41-18. Colonels out-rebounded Penn State 25-19 in the first half, and Wilkes committed just 7 turnovers compared to 17 for the Lions. Thompson dragged the pivot foot, and good defense there by Kinsel to start the third quarter. Penn State shot 7 for 25 from the floor, 28%, 0 for 6 from long range. They were 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Kinsel off the feed from Schober. And now Caitlin Kinsel leads all scorers with 11 points. And the lead is 25. Danielle Powell sits on the Penn State bench to start the second half. She has 4 personal fouls. And Cuono called for the carrying violation. Tell you what, good enthusiastic crowd tonight, considering the fact that it's the season opener against a non-conference team, which you've beaten 8 out of 8 times coming in. Not exactly a big rivalry. Here's Horton for 3. And Cuono grabs the long rebound. Marino pressures the basketball with 8:30 to go. Third period, Cuono off balance off the wrong foot. And that's going to go to Wilkes. Here's Aaron Schober, the 6'3" center. In and out, hit every part of the rim there for Alexa Jones. Jones now 1 for 4 from the field in the ball game. Underneath, Cuono. This time she does get the call in the lane. Foul called against Schober, that's her first. I think Tara Machako, against her 6'3" center, wants her to go up strong and try to block shots. Don't be trying to strip guards down low like that. As Cuono rattles home the first free throw. First point of the game for the senior out of Mountaintop, PA. Horton long. Down court pass, but Marino can't finish it. Marino looks like she tried to draw the foul that time instead of going up strong with the left hand. Cuono not bashful from the outside, but Penn State comes away with the loose ball. That's Varco. Down low, Collins up and under against Schober, and Aaron whistled for the foul. And if you're Aaron Schober at 6'3", you don't have to go for that pump fake. You can just stay with your feet planted on the ground and just get your hands up. Collins short on her first free throw attempt of the game. Samantha Collins, 4 rebounds to lead the way for Penn State thus far. Has not scored as of yet. 43-19, Colonels. Jones had a foot on the line, doesn't go anyway, and Cuono grabs the weak side board. Horton elevates for the steal. Kinsel from way beyond the arc. And last touch by the Colonels. I don't remember Caitlin Kinsel shooting this many three-point shots last year. She's already tried 7. Wilkes has used 16 players in this game to this point. They have 17 listed on the roster. Here's Lewis, rejected in the lane. Up ahead, Lewis slow to get back. Schober off the wrong foot. 6:26 to go in the third. Thompson off the ball fake. Wide on the shot, Horton, long outlet. Jones, the finish. 45-19 Colonels. Four assists tonight for Brianna Horton for Wilkes. Step back jumper from Lewis. Doesn't draw iron. And more cold shooting for Penn State. Schober out to Kinsel. Quick trigger, got it. 14 points for Caitlin Kinsel tonight to lead all scorers. And a timeout called by Tom McIntyre and the Lions. 5:43 to go in the third. It's a 29-point Colonel lead. Danielle Powell still on the bench for Penn State with the 4 personal fouls. Out of the timeout, they get a bucket, and they'll go to the line. So Tom McIntyre goes to Varco in the post out of the Penn State timeout. And Courtney pays it off with a potential 3-point play. 9 points tonight for the senior. Lead the way for Penn State. Varco and Lewis have been relatively good offensively, at least shooting-wise, 7 for 14 combined. The turnovers have been the issue, 20, as Marino floats across the lane. Varco grabs another defensive board. 4 boards tonight for Varco as Lewis tried to go up and under. 48-22 Wilkes. We're midway through quarter number 3. Paul Garrity with you tonight from the March Center. Here's Marino. Went about halfway down and popped out. Colonel's now 5 for 17 from downtown, shooting 38% overall for the game. Collins, a power dribble, and hacked in the act. Going to get Jones. Her first. Mckeefry back in for the Colonels. Penn State started 4 for 4 from the line. They've missed 5 of their last 7. Deep knee bend from Collins. Still a 26-point Colonel lead. Here in the season opener, Kinsel, another quick release. This time, Thompson able to grab it on a bounce. Down low, Varco operating against Kinsel, and Caitlin comes up with the block. Fourth block shot of the game for the Colonels. And a blocking foul called against Cuono underneath. Penn State has never led in the game. Wilkes a 17-0 run in the first quarter really kind of put this game away, and there's the first career points for Juliana Askins, the freshman out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Lewis way off. And the Colonels look to push the pace. Jones off the pump fake, goes glass. Jones has 6 in the game. And it's the largest lead of the game at 30. Down low, Varco. And Penn State just totally out of sync here. Tom McIntyre might want to come back with Powell, even with the 4 fouls. McKeefry, the soft touch. Timeout Wilkes with 3:05 to go, third quarter. And Tara Machako just wants to call the timeout to get the substitutes in the game. I think Tom McIntyre wanted the actual timeout. Probably a good idea. Get his team settled down a little bit. Really out of sync offensively. 3:05 to go, third quarter. Well, second straight time out of the timeout, they go to Varco, and she'll head to the line again. Varco now 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. Sure, Tara Machaco's happy to get a convincing win like this in the first game for such a young team. Again, 17 players on the roster for the Colonels this year and just 2 seniors. We've seen, I believe, 5 freshmen get playing time here tonight. Hawker's pass inside for a cutting Stout is deflected away, and it'll be Wilkes basketball. They won't reset the shot clock. It'll be 2 on the timer. Askins to inbound. McKeefry beats the buzzer, draws iron, and nobody really, Penn State players stopped on the play. Just because the horn blows, you don't stop. You wait for the whistle. And a blocking foul called against Askins with 2:10 to go in the third. So Penn State in the bonus. They've done a good job drawing fouls tonight. Wilkes has committed 15 personal fouls compared to just 8 for the Lions. 4 consecutive free throw makes for the Penn State. The trail by 28 with just over 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Stout short on the triple try. Mckeefry the putback effort. Rebound on the weak side by Collins. And now Lewis pushes the pace for Penn State. Wilkes still in the man-to-man. They've been in that way for just about the entire game. Nice save by Collins, but it's grabbed by Mckeefry. Up ahead, the leaner from Hocker is too strong. Thompson out of the pack with it for Penn State. Nice crossover move, but can't finish. Jordan Jennings now races the other way, and she'll back it out rather than go 1-on-2, and a little bit of a lazy pass there, intercepted by Rachel Lewis. Lewis still playing hard with their team down 28. And Thompson, off the offensive rebound, will get 2 free throws. Brianna Smith back in for Penn State. Penn State has cleaned up the turnovers a little bit here in the second half. They had 17 at the break. They've committed just 4 here in the third quarter with 1:10 to go. Stout against this Penn State man-to-man. Here's Jennings down low, and a well-executed play there. Kendra Smith will head to the free throw line. Smith, the senior guard, has played 8 minutes tonight off the Wilkes bench. It's her third point of the night. Colonel's now 5 for 7 from the free throw line. They lead by 29. 43 seconds to go. Third period here from the March Center in front of a really good crowd for the season opener. Cuono backing down. Tough defense played by Smith. Contested jumper from Smith is long. 2-on-1 for the Colonels. Lob pass Jennings, the finish. Jordan Jennings, her first points as a college basketball player. 31-point lead. Follow-up no good, and that'll do it. Wilkes leads 58-27 after 3. Colonels led 24-6 after one period tonight and have never really looked back. Paul Garrity with you tonight here from the Mart Center. Season opener for both teams. Penn State got one exhibition game in. Didn't count in their overall record. Just 19% shooting tonight for Penn State. That's not going to get it done, especially with 21 turnovers. Wilkes, just 8 turnovers. They've protected the ball pretty well tonight. 39% shooting, 5 for 19 from downtown. Rebounding edge, a +5 for Wilkes. Caitlin Kinsel, 16 points to lead the way for the Colonels on 6 for 11 shooting, 4 3-point shots for Caitlin tonight. She's the only Colonel in double figures. And a nice give and go here. Dignam lays it in with the left hand. And Julianne Dignam, the senior out of Tatamy, Pennsylvania. 11 Wilkes players have scored tonight. Mckeefry is the second high scorer for Wilkes with the 8 off the bench. And for Penn State, Varco and Lewis both in double figures. They have 21 of the 27 Penn State points. Rejected by Schober. And Brianna Smith will think twice about bringing that in there again. Kinsel launches again. Now 4 for 10 from downtown. And a lazy pass intercepted by Horton. Nine points tonight for Brianna, the junior out of Verona, New Jersey. Cuono's shot selection has been a little questionable tonight. It leads to a transition layup. Kinsel's got 18. Timeout Wilkes. 8:11 to go, fourth quarter. Ooh, tough whistle there against Dignam. Looks like she got a lot of basketball from here. It's been a well-officiated game tonight. Not much of an argument, though, so. It'll send Brianna Smith to the free throw line with 7:58 to go. 12 for 20 now from the free throw line for the Lions. They trail by 36. Down low, Schober cutting to the rack. And if Wilkes can get her to make plays like that this season, she's going to get a lot of minutes. Schober in the game, 7 points to go along with 6 rebounds. And that's going to be a foul called against Horton. Line change for Tara Machako. Smith back on along with Bailey Gatis, Bella Mckeefry, Juliana Askins, and Emily Hawker. Danielle Powell back in the game for the first time in the second half with the 4 personal fouls. Picked up all 4 of those fouls in the first half. Not having her on the floor really hurt to start that third quarter when Wilkes pulled away even further. Colonels led by 20 at the break. Here is Smith misfiring on the triple. Penn State basketball, under 7 to play. There'll be better days for Penn State once they get into their conference schedule, playing a lot of the other Penn State branch schools from around eastern Pennsylvania. And officials have been whistling this game pretty tight here in the second half. It's been consistent on both ends. I would imagine in a conference game, a real competitive conference game, a lot of these fouls will just be play on. And it'll be Rachel Lewis to the free throw line for 2 shots. Already 4 fouls against the Colonels in the period. Lewis is 6 for 6 from the stripe tonight, and she's barely drawn iron on any of them. 12 points to lead the Lions. And now a cheap foul given by Smith underneath. Her second. No player for the Colonels played more than 20 minutes thus far tonight. That's Horton. Hawker for 3, way off. Thompson chases down the loose ball. Here is Lewis crossing over, launches just inside the arc, and leaping rebound from Gatis. Lions a little tardy to get back defensively, and Collins will pick up the foul. Got Gatis on the elbow. Should mention that we have not seen Brenna Babcock return to the game since she was injured, what appeared to be a left knee injury in the first quarter. Babcock was able to walk off the floor without any help, and she's sitting over by at the end of the Wilkes bench for the remainder of this game. 66-30 Colonels. Here's Powell, checked by Mckeefry. Thompson out to Lewis, down low, Varco operating down there against Gatis. Misses the shot and a tie-up. Possession arrow to Penn State with 5:47 to play. Varco grabs her own miss, Lefty putback attempt is missed. And the travel goes against Powell as she fell to the floor. Smith gets around the ball screen, dumps it down, nice little screen roll, and Gaddis cashes in. Bailey Gaddis gets her first points of the season. #12th Wilkes player to score in the game. Now Stout and Edwards back on the floor with 5:09 to play. Penn State 0 for 10 from the field here in this fourth quarter. Good defense but there by Thompson to force the errant pass. Just the 9th turnover for the Colonels. And just their second here in the second half. It'll be Varco to the free throw line. Check that, that was Powell at the line, and high arcer. Possession arrow favors the Colonels. Dignam back on the floor for the Colonels. Smith goes back to the bench. This is Stout with it. Up top for Edwards. Dignam with 12 to shoot. Thompson with another deflection. And now 5 to shoot. McKeefry tried to make an extra pass. Probably should have shot that. And it's the 10th Wilkes turnover. Powell. Another rainbow three comes up short. Thompson powers up with the putback. And Penn State just 1 for 13 in the period. Hawker out to Dignam, sets the feet, takes the shot. It's a 2. And Wilkes has 70 on the board. 3:37 to go, final period. Collins gets the roll. Definitely not the strongest opponent Wilkes will see this season by a long shot, but has McKeefry with the little teardrop, and she's in double figures in her first college game. Still good for Tara Machako to get the feet wet of this extremely young team and get a W on the board in game number 1. Wilkes picked to finish 8th in the conference this year, ahead of only FDU in the preseason poll. And conference play will get underway about a month from now. Collins can't secure the rebound, still 8 to shoot. Dignam off the mark. And a foul called. Tess Edwards will go to the line. Rebound advantage is just 49-47 for the Colonels tonight. Seems like more than that. 6 rebounds apiece for Kinsel and Schober. 5 for McKeefry, 5 for Alexa Jones. Penn State got 9 boards tonight from Courtney Varco to lead the way. 8 from Thompson from the guard position. Edwards gets in the scoring column with a couple free throws. A sophomore out of Benton, Pennsylvania, Northwest Area High School. Powell grabs her own miss with 2:15 to go. A contested three. Danielle Powell, just her second field goal of the game. It's 74-37, the Colonels doubling up on the Lions here in the fourth quarter. Set shot that time from Jones. And now Keek will come back in for the final 2 minutes along with Jennings. Kendra Smith will also get some more burn here in the last minute plus. So I'm sure Tara Machado learned quite a bit about her team tonight. Hard to learn a ton when you win by 37, but certainly lessons to be learned anytime you step on the floor in a competitive game. And foul whistled against Thompson here. And that'll send Brianna Keek for potentially her first collegiate points. Sixteen players have played tonight for the Colonels, and Keek could become the 14th to score. She steps to the line. Keek played for Crestwood head coach Don Hopkins the last 4 seasons. That one spins out. 90 seconds to play here in season opening win at the March Center for the Colonels, and that's an illegal screen called against Alicia Gagner, the 5'8" freshman out of Scranton High School. %41 shooting for the Colonels tonight. 11 turnovers after that travel. Just 19% for Penn State, including 1 for 11 from three-point range. 18 points for Caitlin Kinsel in what I would imagine is a career high. Gagner the foul on the miss, and she'll go to the line. They say just, I guess that was a tie-up situation with 12 on the shot clock. Sydney Perricone also into the game for Penn State. Sophomore at Honesdale High School, number 2. And it looks like Danielle Powell's fouled out of the game with 37 seconds left. So Powell picked up 4 personals in the first half. Finishes with 5 points on 2 for 6 from the field. Does give Kendra Smith an opportunity to pad the scoring total. Smith, 4 points tonight. 2 for 3 now from the line. Colonels will finish 8 for 15 from the charity stripe for the game. And a difficult shot there from Cuono. Her first field goal. And we'll see if the Colonels will just dribble it out here. Final 10 seconds. 36-point victory on opening night for Wilkes here at the Marts Center. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. We'll be back with more basketball all season long right here on Wilkes EDU. I'm Paul Garrity. Thanks for watching, everybody.